here. So I'm trying to do things on a different platform here, which I think I have to log in anyways. I'm not logged into the right account. So it may take me a little bit. Let me log into the correct account here. It doesn't have that account. So let me add the account. So I'm probably streaming and I don't even know who's messaging what. You know what? That's probably not the password. Maybe it is. It's not. Not the password. Surprised I got that password because I messed up like 12 times. Sorry, guys. Let me just log in real quick. Luckily, you guys can see what's on the screen. All right, let's go live. There's 30 people here. Hopefully, we're not lagging. Hopefully, we don't have problems. How do I verify that it's you? I just logged in. What do you mean, verify that it's me? Yes, it's me. 92. Yeah, all right. Perfect. All right. So we should be good here. How was your breakfast? It was okay. Funny thing is, I didn't eat it until 2 minutes ago. So pretty much just scarfed it down. I said, yeah, I was going to have all that time. And I was like, yeah, I don't have time at all. I was answering questions and all this other stuff. I didn't even try and go and get breakfast. And have you done the math regarding the off-chain burns and how will it likely take? How long will it take to reduce the supply? Yes, I've done the math. It depends on many different scenarios. It's not just seeing what the math is on this. You know, if we see $1 billion in volume every day, we can burn off the supply as long as the price does remain stable. Now, if the price ends up skyrocketing, then we burn off less and less as more volume is coming in. So it all depends on those things. Volume needs to obviously be higher. We need the price to not move a lot. We want to see kind of 50-50 splits between buying and selling. So that the price remains the same. But most likely we're going to see FOMOing and we're going to see this thing pick up and grow to something a lot bigger. I think I need to go to Twitch and log into Twitch too. I mean, I can see what's going on with Twitch, but yeah, let's go to Twitch here. I think I have to, yeah, I have to log in. I don't know my password on this either. It's just they make you change it to so many different things. And luckily, I have a range of passwords that I do have. How is that not possible? What? That has to be it. What could it be? Is that it? No, that's not it. I'm trying to figure it out, buddy. All right. Wait. Oh, I'm missing a freaking letter. So now I have to type all those passwords in again. Pick any square. Okay. And the login was not successful. That wasn't right. And sorry, guys. I'm trying to go through technical difficulties. We have about 5 minutes till this whole AMA and stuff starts. So make sure the screen is on the right thing. And I'll be typing in all my stuff here. Pick any square. Why is it not letting me log in? It's ridiculous. Just give me a second, guys. Let me go over here. We bring up how do I bring up my password manager? No, that's not going to give me my password. All right, well, I guess I guess I just won't be I won't see how many people are on Twitch. So, we'll have to figure that out why I can't log into Twitch right now. But I am live on Twitch. Who cares about that guy? If the peg failed once already, what makes you think that it won't fail a second time? Let me ask you this question. Um, what field of work do you work in? Right? You probably work in, let's say, I'm not going to say where you work, but let's say if you work in finance. Um, if you fail at something, do you give up and say this is not for me and you go on to another thing? If you play basketball, you play football, or you play any sport and you fail, you lose, are you giving up and not going back to it? The thing about it is that you make a mistake, you learn from that mistake. It failed once doesn't mean that you can't learn from that mistake and end up having something that's really successful. Because the crazy thing is, like you see, um, you know, people that may have lost a lot of money, right? You're given this second chance to actually gain all that money back plus more. Um, if you have something like Lunac that has dropped back down so far, and you're given that chance to fix it, right? Is the internet fixed? I don't know about that. The internet is not the problem. It's something related to the computer or communication with Streamlabs. I'm not sure, but anyways, let's say you have Lunac and you're given that chance to make something better. You have an algorithmic stablecoin that has never been successfully built, right? Algorithmic stablecoins have all failed in the past because they lacked different things. Terra Luna Classic was the biggest, the longest one to last. The had the best use case behind it, and now you're given that chance to make it a little bit better with a form of security behind it while having the algorithm in place. Now, I'm sure they will fix it. They will understand how you can do that. But the only way you're saying, how are they going to protect the peg through? What's the plan? Most likely, they're going to have a reserve. So before they tried to do a reserve in Bitcoin, but they didn't have enough. An attack of $1 billion into a stable coin would collapse it. And if you only have 200 million in Bitcoin, you're not going to be able to save it. You need to have basically half of what the value is of the stablecoin in reserve, not the full value, but half of the value in reserve just in case of any type of an attack. Now, I'm not sure as to what's going to be their plan there, but I know that they're looking for more of a reserve, whether it's in Bitcoin or Ethereum or whatever, right? It has to be a high market cap on that project that they're ending up backing it with, whether it's real dollars or Bitcoin that has 300 to $1 trillion market cap, or Ethereum that may end up having $1 trillion market cap. You don't really know. So the repeg could work. It's just you have to make sure everything's in place. You have to bring the security. So it yes, I understand how it has fallen before, but I think things will change, and we will see this be a good situation for all. Your channel is a one-stop shop for all Lunac related information. Great work. In a few days, we will definitely hear 1.2% burn on Binance. Trust me, I would agree with you. I think the same thing. Let me get my headphones so you guys hear some stuff. Make sure I have the volume up and everything. Why you told people you got 63 million for $40? How's that possible? So I bought with 5 or 6 zeros. It was down to a much lower price than all the exchanges had because they ended up halting it. I bought very, very low. I bought with $43 to be specific and got 63 million. No, if you're gaining, you still have a proof of stake consensus on Lunac as well. You have the staking percentages that you can gain over there. It's not just on USTC. So it's not only on the anchor, because the anchor 20%, that's obviously too high. If you're going to have the anchor protocol and you can find a way to get that to a lower percentage and not be at that 20%, that's what, obviously was enticing for people. 10% is just as enticing. It still is a ridiculous amount, but yeah, you're almost too late. What does that mean? I'm not too late. Can I put my video on? Matt just wanted to say thanks for all your insight videos. Appreciate it. Yeah, no problem. Thank you for following on Twitch. I appreciate it. I'm not going to be able to see um, what's happening with Twitch.
I'm having some problems here.
Internet just isn't going great for anybody. Yeah, I appreciate anybody that follows on Twitch, anybody that follows on YouTube. I think we get notifications either way. There we go. Donated $5. Let me check what that is. Give me a second. Weird question. Why you use Windows over Mac? Windows just has so many better features. One of them being my favorite thing to use, which is Excel, and it has much more of compatibility with a lot of other things versus Mac. Mac tries to be, by themselves, just like Apple. You can't really, you want to use Apple products with Apple. If you have Samsung products, you can use Samsung with anything that's Android. It's not just Samsung, Galaxy products, or you can use it with Google Pixel if you wanted to. I hate the fact that Apple just tries to say, hey, we're going to grab all of these people and they have to come over here. It's stupid. Make it available for everybody. If they want to get something else to partner with Apple, then do that. Same thing with Mac. So it's just it's a mission. I don't have like anything like crazy against Mac. If I had a Mac book, I would use it. If I had a Mac computer, I would use it. I just think, Macs, even their PCs are overpriced compared to what you can build. You know, when it comes to a gaming setup, like I can build a crazy PC build for the price of what Mac products are. I can't say that I would never use Mac products. I can. Did Telegram, did it drop out? Something happened. Dropped out. Any advice for beginners who only have 400,000 coins, like 0.0005 ish? I see people with millions of coins and just uh, chucking them away. Um, you think patience wins, but what do I know? Greetings from London. So not right now. I wouldn't say that a lot of people did buy in at the higher
Hello.
points.
Welcome to the KuCoin anime.
Sir.
Hello.
What's up, everybody?
Hello,
Hello, guys.
I can hear properly.
Jesus.
I think all mic are on.
Hello.
Hello?
Lambo.
Hello. Hello, sir. Nice to meet you.
I don't know what's going on right now, but this is so bad. Yeah, I was gonna say they have to shut that down and mute everybody. I was afraid to talk because I felt like my mic was open as well. I just didn't want to. Matt trying to stay professional. I mean, I was laughing. It's hilarious, but they need to figure this out. Make sure. Sounds good to me. Oh, you have no sound.
Thank
I'm
you.
sorry, guys. I apologize.
Thank you, Doctor. Who's next?
Can you
I
hear
guess
it?
I can go up. Hi everyone, I'm Sarada, also known as Tobias. I'm a DK national living in Copenhagen, and I was one of the founders of Terra Rebels
apologize.
together with Edward and Vegas and some of the other guys. My main job is architecting the blockchain and implementing the Go code around the Terra D client. And other than that, I work with our quant team to try to figure out how to fix the Maya algorithm and stuff like that. So nice to meet you all, and I hope I can be of service.
Nice to meet you, Tobias. Who will be the next?
I can go next. Hi, everyone. This is Marv. I'm part of the Terra Rebels front-end team. We are in charge of, helping out with the station clients as much as we can. That's on the Terra Rebels side. On a more personal side, I'm a huge nerd. I love coding. I also love gaming, by the way. And yeah, pretty much I guess that's me. Ed, you want to go next?
Yeah. Hi, can everyone hear me? I've been having some trouble on my computer.
Yes,
Yeah.
we can.
Perfect.
Okay, great. Hi, everyone. My name is Ed Kim. I'm one of the developers of the Terra Rebels. Let's see, my background is in AI machine learning. I got into blockchains a couple years ago, mostly because I was looking at sort of why all of the GPUs were being taken off the market. And then sort of that got me interested in blockchain technology, and it was interesting because the Ethereum merge was just recently here. So a lot of these GPUs will now be sort of back on the market. And then really with the depeg of Luna Classic in the Terra ecosystem, I got interested in this community just because I thought that governance was broken and staking was disabled with the proof of stake, and just sort of the the unfair representation of new investors and that sort of thing. And so I got involved with Luna Classic, and then I guess 4 months later, here we are making some really good progress on the chain. So nice to meet you all.
The AMA is on Telegram.
Thanks, Edward. Vegas, do you want to introduce yourself?
Oh, they changed the
Already
group.
did, but yeah.
They changed
So
the group
again,
name.
I'm Pedro, known as Vegas. Yeah, I'm part of the Referral. Share the same view of enthusiastic movement that created around the project. I have different things that make me involved with Luna Classic in the beginning was a little more about the community. I was studying as well proof of stake because of what was happening with Ethereum, and I was a miner of Ethereum, so I want to understand what was better proof of stake. And I found this project that, in my opinion, was the best proof of stake on the market. And then all of that thing of the crash happened, and yeah, this is me.
Thank you, Vegas. Alicia, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, everyone. Nice to meet you all. I'm Alicia, Chief Customer Officer and a Senior Partner at KuCoin. My role at KuCoin is to enhance the user's experience by working with lots of high-value clients, quantitative institutions, third-party trading platforms, trading both OTC and quantitative traders. I'm thrilled to be here today and talk with you guys.
Great to have you here. Now let's move on to our first Q&A session. So here I've got 6 questions for the team and 2 for Alicia. The first 3 questions are actually for Luna Classic team. The first one, the user says, my concern is that the 1.2% tax burn is the hype-based mechanism and will eventually run out of steam, as it seems like a buy the rumor and sell the news deal. So what is Terra Luna Classic going to do to counter this? Who want to start the first one?
I can start and then Ed or
That sounds
some
like a
of the
bot.
other ones
It
can
sounds like
complement the
Siri.
idea.
Yeah. Hi, Siri.
But yes,
Understandable.
it's not, first of all, it's not Luna Classic itself that is doing something to counter that. Is the community. So the community that are have a tool that is Terra Rebels that is trying to do all of the changes that the community wants to be seen. One of the changes that the community wants more was to bring the max supply, the circulation supply for lower levels to normal levels before the whole crash. That being said, the first approach that united all the community, and yes, it has a lot of hype around all of this, and is a lot of more things that is being done. For example, the implementation of the proof of stake, it basically distinguishes from a meme coin. Now we have the first utility that the coin itself was designed for. So it's a lot of things that are being done. It's not just 1.2%. The 1.2% was the one that started everything. That's it.
Okay. Anyone else want to add something to this question?
Yeah, maybe I'll jump in. And so I think a lot of focus recently has been on this 1.2% tax and like the economic results and factors that might happen from this. And I think maybe if we could turn the question around slightly, because I think really it's more of a symbolic gesture, because if you have been following the story of Luna Classic, really the after the DPEG, what had happened was the disablement of staking, and which ultimately resulted in the disablement of new investors being able to vote and direct sort of the direction of the blockchain. And so when staking was re-enabled, that was
I already hit my
pretty huge
75 viewers.
development in sort of making the blockchain community owned. And then what you see with this 1.2% tax is really more of a symbolic gesture of, look, the community's voice is being heard. Yes, it might be sort of this point to rally the community around, and maybe it would have to be revisited at a later time. But really, it's more of a symbolic gesture that, if the community wants something, the community can get it. That being said, we do have many other. This is not the only thing on the roadmap. We have many other ideas on how to deflate the coin. One is this 1.2% tax. Another one is sort of to enable the market swap that was disabled before, and that would sort of reverse the burn through the minting process that ultimately inflated the coin in the first place. We can sort of revert back through that to deflate the coin.
Okay, we actually have a one question that talks about the future plan. So maybe we should move on to the next one. The next user says, it looks like Luna Classic is only supported by its community, and that the new Luna is the main target of its original founders. So do you think community is enough for Luna Classic to keep growing? Who wants to take this one?
Absolutely.
Again,
Elon
I can
Musk
just
is here.
start a little on that as well, because everyone that starts a project on crypto knows that the most difficult thing to have is a community that supports your project.
Absolutely.
That's why we see so much spam on Twitter or whatever, because it's very hard to have a proper community that supports a project. We have the most hard thing to do. We have a community, but we don't have only that. We have the exchanges that seem that are supporting the community as well. The validators that they were the ones that maintaining this whole project surviving during 2.5 months before the POS was activated again. And we are getting back some utility, some new and old projects were working already on the chain. They are coming back, and some new ones as well. So yes, community. We have the community, but we have more things. But to be fair, the community is the most important thing to have on our side.
Yeah, I agree with you. So is there anyone else who wants to add to this question, or shall we move on to the next one?
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe just go ahead, Z, go ahead.
Yeah, so I'd just like to point out that the community is the most important thing. The validators are always financially driven, so go where the
Is he gonna
users
get up
are.
and walk?
And that means that the only differentiator is the development team. And what happened when Terra crashed was that a lot of investors, such as myself, who have been working with IT for 20 plus years, ended up having to fix this mess that TFL basically stepped away from. So I would argue that we have a better development team than TFL does. So from a pure investment perspective, our offering is much better than V2. We upgrade to have parity with V2, meaning that we have the same feature set, but then we have a bigger community looking at it. We have deeper liquidity, it seems, and we have far better developers at the end of the day.
Yeah, I agree with you. Okay, let's move on to the next one. It's asking about your roadmap for Terra Classic burning process. So this user is asking, can you give us more details about the burning process? Who wants to take this one?
I guess I can pitch into this as well. So I mean, the roadmap is that the burn tags will trigger. That will start, burning on chain, and the taxes who also support the burn, that will start reducing supply. Around Christmas, we are aiming to release an early Christmas present, which we call V23, which will include, limited re-enablement of the swap, which if we can get people to start using the swap market again, like KuCoin ads, pairs, and so on, will actually significantly increase the burn. And once that is delivered, then we will assume that the burn will go, pick up early, go at a constant rate, and then we start working on V24, which will upgrade our chain to provide parity so we can get all the DApps back and get new DApps on the platform and start building value, which can then tie into USTC and thus further increase the burn. So looking at it, I think,
Smart.
3-4 years from now, we'll probably have done quite
Matt
a significant dent in the amount of long.
Yes, I only speak English.
I'd like to add something here. I see maybe in the questions that there's a common tendency between question 1 and question 3. Like if you look at question 1, we were asked, what is Lunac Classic going to do to counter, the effect or the negative effect of the burn tax, right? And then again, on the third question, the question is, what is our roadmap regarding the burn process? And what I would like to point out is that it's not up to the Terra rebels to decide this, right? So this is also something that Ed tried to convey earlier, right? So it's about the community and what the community decides, right? So it's entirely up to them. If tomorrow there is a change in consensus regarding the benefits of the burn tax, the community can submit a parameter proposal and the burn tax can be turned off. It's not going to be a decision that is going to be made by Terra rebels. I think that's a pretty important point to make.
Yeah, I agree with that. So actually, we were going to ask you about the future plan and the later questions, but I actually want to move it earlier because it's quite related to what you have just said. So this user, he said, what will be the next move of Terra Classic for the short term and long term? So maybe if you want to also add something to this question.
Maybe I can jump in, and then Tobias, you can jump in. So I think in the short term, what we have lined up is that this parameter proposal, it actually looks like it's going to end in about an hour, the voting, which means it will go active in the next epoch of the system, which is approximately, I think, end of September 20th, early September 21st. And what we plan to do is to monitor the health of the network very closely during this on-chain burn. Hopefully we can get some of the...
Hello? I can't hear you now.
Oh, sorry.
I think we lost him. Oh.
No. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I don't know what happened there. But I think, so I don't know where I ended, but basically the voting for the perimeter proposal seems to end in about an hour, and then we're going to monitor the on-chain status of the burn very closely. And
231
hopefully the central exchanges
people.
will also get on board with some of the burn initiative. And then what we're planning to do is to move forward, as Tobias was talking about, with what we call V23. In this case, we're gonna look very deeply at the swap between LUNC and UST and how to potentially repeg UST to 1. And that would, if we can do that and we can reverse the burn through the swap mechanism, that can greatly increase the burn. In addition, we actually have a lot of interest from outside developers now, in part.
Lost you again.
I don't know why. Anyway, so we have a lot of interest in from other Cosmos developers outside of Lunac who are looking to chip in now, because they do realize that we are a sort of very much more decentralized than what it was before the DPEG. And so what's great about that is that the community can rally around different issues that they believe are important. And one of the issues that have been identified is the reopening of IBCs. And so what we have is a group of developers outside the Terra Rebels who are contributing to that initiative. And so I think that's just a great example of how anyone in the community or the ecosystem can come in now and propose changes. And if they have the development power, that would be even better.
So is there anyone else want to add something to what Ed just said?
Zara, do you want to jump in?
Can you hear me now? I think my headset's getting a bit old. Okay.
Yeah.
So as it said, we've after releasing V22, we've seen a lot of new devs step up and a lot of people from around the community wanting to help out, which is super great. So we definitely want to capitalize on that. And then the quant team and I and Ed as well have been designing various additions for the market maker algorithm that will allow us to eventually get back to doing the swapping like we did before without crashing the market. And then we're going to upgrade to the new Cosmos SDK and Cosmos Atom, which will provide us with parity so we can reopen the IBC chains. And once that is done, we will start looking at refurbishing the reward system to incentivize validators in geographical locations that have low representation, so we can get true decentralization of the network. And once that is done, we're going to start looking at second layer edge IoT stuff, so we can basically link USTC and LUNC into IoT devices as sort of a Swift layer for edge networks. So that's the 2-year roadmap as it looks right now on the desk, on the plan that we have, the backlog. And obviously, as we go along, we're going to have to make proposals to the community and vote for it. Some of the ideas the community might like, then we start working on them. Some of them they might not. New ideas might come in. So we also have to reserve the flexibility in terms of being able to change our direction if somehow consensus swings against us in one way or the other.
Okay, we actually have 4 more questions in this section, and then we can move on to the free Q&A. So the next question is actually for Alicia. So the users were asking, what is your view on the future of Terra Luna Classic? Alicia, would you like to share your view on this?
Yeah, well, I think that Terra Classic has been putting up a valiant fight against the bear market and has seen impressive gains in last week. There, I noticed that the communities were determined to keep them alive. Holders are staunch believers now, and the broader crypto market embraces them even more. Once Terra Classic has the 1.2% burning mechanism deployed on more decentralized and decentralized exchanges like KuCoin, I speculate that we will slowly see the rise of Terra Classic once again. So yeah, I'm looking forward to Terra Classic becoming a top 10 crypto again in the future.
Thank you, Alicia. The next question is about the trading fee. So it says many exchanges support the Luna Classics, 1.2% burn initiative, but this only applies to on-chain transactions, and the main trading on the exchange does not include burns. Can a community decide to increase the percentage of burning, for example, like to 5%? Does anyone want to take this question?
Yeah, I can start, and I know that that is going to explode on that. I think so. 5% is really too high. Even 1.2%, everyone knows is going to create a little more. Is going to make the chain a little more expensive to work. Everyone understands 1.2% was a community that thinked on this, and was a number that was achieved not by one by many. Some people want more, some people want less. The idea here is to implement this 1.2 and see how it goes. Then in the next days, next weeks, whatever, we can try to understand if it's too high, if it's too low, if it had to be completely cut down from scratch. In the reality, yes, this is a tax that is going to be implemented on chain, but it can be implemented as well on off chain, like the 3568 proposal was asking to do, and it passed clearly. We have exchanges that are supporting the off chain already spot trading. And I think and I hope that more will come as well and support this view, so it's fair for everyone.
If I can just
so to sum up, I guess it's yes, right? The answer, can the community decide? Yes. Go ahead, Z.
Yeah, so just to add to that, basically the stability tax is governed through two different parameters. One is the tax policy and the other one is the tax itself. So at any given time, the community could decide to pass a vote that changes these parameters, and that would change the nature of how the burn tax behaves.
Yeah, anyone else want to add something to it? So maybe Alicia, you want to share about how KuCoin will provide support to it?
Yeah, I guess everyone is interested in how will centralized exchanges support Luna Classic's burn. For us as People's Exchange, we will always respect the community's decisions. Since the tax is applied on-chain, while KuCoin's spot trading is operated off-chain, so it will definitely be tax-free on KuCoin.
Thank you, guys. The next one, so it's a pretty hot topic these days. According to the news, South Korea seeks to arrest Terraform Labs founder Do Kwon. Is there any strategies to assure investors that Lunac will still be okay even if Do Kwon gets arrested? It seems like the main focus of a lot of investors for now. So can you guys let us know your viewpoint on this?
There are two separate chains, but yeah, Z.
So one of the early things I tried to teach the community when we came in to try and fix the chain is that a very important aspect of proof of stake systems is something called client diversity, meaning that you have multiple different clients basically running the chain that will abide by the same standard, you could say. So our goal has been from day one to separate from TFL and basically produce our own client, and we are fully capable of doing that now. So if anyone were to throw the switch on TFL tomorrow, all of the DApps themselves would most likely go dark until we can re-establish new LCD endpoints, which we have been working on for over a week now. But the chain itself will be just fine, because we control the GitHub repo that produces the client that is used. We had an Agora proposal passed with big numbers that basically
I don't know if you made a mistake by saying
validators to accept upgrades from Terra.
Everything will be tax-free, as in
so
like
in general, we are almost free of any sort of hard dependencies on TFL.
Anyone else want to add something to it?
Yeah, maybe I can jump in. I think one thing to note is that the blockchain is completely independent of any one entity. It is the validators on the blockchain that are, I call them the guardians of the blockchain. So they need to decide on what code goes in, and if 66% of them agree that this code is safe and it should run, then it will be implemented on the blockchain. And so any one entity right now cannot have that much influence on the running of the blockchain itself. It is safe even if TFL shuts down.
She said
that being said, we do have some tooling around using TFL resources right now that we're working towards becoming more independent of. So sort of interfacing with the blockchain may be a little bit more difficult, but yeah, the blockchain itself is,
why would you say won't be tax free? Why would she would say includes the tax? Why would you not? I mean, I understand.
Let's move on to the final question in this section. It's another question to Alicia. Can you talk about the relationship between KuCoin and Terra Luna Classic?
Yeah, sure. Well, KuCoin was one of the first exchanges to support Terra Classic upgrade, has the top 3 trading volumes in Terra Classic, and we always had a great good relationship with Terra Classic project developers and community. At the same time, Terra Classic is also one of the most concerning projects of KuCoin in 2022. On September 7, 2022, KuCoin announced to support of the Terra Classic network upgrade. Meanwhile, we set up an event to give away $1 million to reward Terra Classic depositors and traders. Well, we also launched what's your price prediction for Luna Classic at the end of 2022 on the official Twitter, and got thousands of comments and likes. Today is my first time as a guest to represent KuCoin and join an AMA with the project. It also proves that KuCoin attaches great importance to the future development of Terra Classic, all due to the excellent community and strong consensus of Terra Classic.
Thank you, Alicia. Okay, so this is the end of our first section. Thanks again to all our guests for information sharing. And I believe now our AMA participants have a bunch of questions to ask. So let's now start to get these questions flooding in. I have a favor to ask each of our guests because we need each of you to pick 2 questions you want to answer the most from the group. And then these questions should be related to our topic today. And once you've done, please send these 2 questions out in the Telegram group with the username so that we can know who to distribute the rewards to after our AMA. So whoever completes the first can just let us know and start answering these questions. Okay, the questions are coming in. Please start selecting the questions, 2 for each person.
Is it not audio? Is it not audio? Is it not audio here? I wanna do audio. I guess not. There's no audio here. I don't know.
Okay, so let me explain it again. We can see now a lot of questions coming in. So please select your questions, 2 questions, and post them to the group before you start answering them. Okay, who wants to be the first?
Honestly, I'm still reading through them. There's a lot of questions.
Yeah, take your time.
Can we ask it audio?
I have 2 questions I can start with.
Okay, please go ahead.
So the first, do I need to put them in the chat, right? Something that I have to post in chat, just clear. So the first question is from somebody called Joe. It's asking what the mechanism for USDC stability will be, and the answer is quite long. But to try to make it short, the core mechanism will be setting up a tranche that works on the protocol. So basically, we want to try to decentralize LFG, and we more or less have the design in place to do that. It's just going to take a fuck ton of development hours to do. So basically, we will use a mixture of
You can hear me, they
BTC and
can't.
other assets that we can hold on chain. Then we will set up a system that we call the anti-breaking mechanism that worked with a machine learning oracle to look for volatility in the market, and then applies withdrawal and send limits while the market is stable and the oracle is under pressure. Otherwise, everything will happen normally. And that will inherently create a situation where anybody who tries to short the algorithm will eventually get locked out of the market for a brief period of time. And the algorithm can then go and do the trading it needs automatically to profit off that short and push the price back up, eventually making money over time. So the protocol becomes richer and richer for each bank run. The other one is about how the ETH merger will affect the long. I think in general, it sets a good precedent for how we could merge the community. One of the key reasons why I'm so focused on V24 and wanting to upgrade is because I want to create a situation where Terra Classic can do a reverse merger with V2, because from where I'm sitting, it seems like V2 was born even though there was a massive consensus against it. And I think if we can create a scenario where we can merge the two networks back together and start having everybody work together, then everybody will be stronger as a whole. So I think the Ethereum merger provides us with inspiration and potentially a roadmap for remerging our networks.
That's smart.
Okay, thank you. Who wants to be the next?
I have selected 2 questions. Maybe some of the guys will also want.
Yeah, sure. Can you first post your questions to the group so the others can see?
I already did. It's right there, right after Zardar's. Tobias.
Unmute
Can you see them?
and let me ask a question.
So the first question is, the ambassadors play a very important role in every project. Do you have an ambassador program? If yes, please share it with us. From Maria DMS. So the question is, the answer is no, we don't have an ambassadors program. I think it's a great idea though. We do have, of course, a lot of outreach going on, basically from Vegas's team, from the marketing teams, the marketing team, sorry, that are helping out a lot in reaching out to to DApps, to other Luna Classic originals,
Doesn't sound good.
OGs,
I'm going to MEXC.
but don't really have an ambassador program per se, and I think it's
we don't have
it's a pretty
clarification on
nice
what they said.
takeaway from this AMA, personally. And the second question, I think we've already answered, right? So it was covered by Tobias and by Ed about the next milestones for the roadmap. Tobias already spoke about the repegging of the USDC. In my opinion, this is one of the biggest and most challenging milestones that we have. From a more financial perspective, from a more technical perspective, I think this was already discussed, but there's a few upgrades that need to be done on the classic chain. There's also some upgrades that we would also like to do on the station clients. Once we go our separate, once we try to do like a separate, fully independent station, we might also refactor the entire code. So yeah, and then the second part of the question is about funding. So unfortunately, we don't have any funding as of yet. There's a lot of ideas about how we can cover this pretty important aspect of development and of everybody that is actually contributing to the chain and to the effort, to the classic effort. I guess whenever we have a more clear idea, we'll let the community know what the funding ideas are, basically.
Okay, thank you. So we actually have 6 more questions. So if you want to choose more questions, you can also search for all the questions and pick your favorite ones. So who wants to come up next?
Yeah, I picked 2 questions out, and they're kind of similar in some ways, with maybe the same answer. So
I want to ask
let
this
me
towards
address them.
Elise.
So the first question is: too many
Alicia?
projects promise magic
Alicia.
but never release any working product or prove any revenue within a short, long time of release. Is your project also like this? If not, can you tell us what makes your project different than any other project? And I think
I feel like if they were going to do this, they should have done this ahead of time. If they were going to pick questions, do it ahead of time. Why do it during? That's pretty dumb, in my opinion.
If you've been following us for the past 4 months, I think what you will see and realize is that the only reason why we are here is the fact that we were able to deliver. And this was not just a simple, like,
they already talked about the
hey,
burn.
we're going to upgrade our chain. This was a abandonment of previous developers, and then the community coming and rallying around and being able to effectively evolve and enhance this blockchain, fix it and get it back to where it was, and then improve upon it. And so, the fact that we're actually in this room talking to everyone is just a demonstration of the fact that we were able to deliver. And then, what is your strongest advantage that you think will make your team leading the market? And this by Tommy. I think this question has sort of the implication that we the team here are the ones that are sort of the developers of Luna Classic, and I want to like make a distinction that we are volunteers, right? So this is what makes us. This is our strongest advantage: the fact that we were not the original developers. Anyone can come in, like we've seen so far in the past couple of weeks. We have developers coming in from the Osmosis, from the Cosmos ecosystem, coming in and refactoring the code, making it better. It's not any one team that is leading the development. It's the whole community, and so I think that's the advantage that we have. We're not a centralized team. It's a completely decentralized international type of development that I don't think anyone's ever seen before. And so this is our most unique and strongest advantage.
Okay, who wants to go next? We have 4 questions left, or you can pick more questions just as you like.
Can we pick people to ask the question?
Vegas, do you want to pick some, mate?
So I don't know if this one was replied. Do you have a white paper? Can you share it from Zika? We have a white paper. We did a white paper on the beginning of
Can I message him?
The whole movement, and that white paper is on the Discord of TR. It is updating, of course. Everything is changing, like Ed was just saying.
No,
before. A lot of things change every day, and even with this
Do you think he's checking this?
Week is a little different, but yes, we have a white paper over there. I was not able to choose another question because I'm being bombarded with the same and the same and the same and the same question. I cannot reply it. It has to be KuCoin itself replying. And to be fair, I was not very clear the answer regarding the off-chain burn tax being implemented or not, or I could not understand it very well. Maybe the Telegram was cutting. And instead of answering a question, I want to bring a question for KuCoin itself. If he's any idea, if he's been studying the implementation of the tax itself on the spot trading as the community wanted.
Alicia, do you want to take that one?
Because we want to see the 1.2% happen.
Hello?
Hello, sorry, I forgot to open the mic. Yeah, I just saw a question. What's your opinion on the current market? Well, after an unprecedented bull run,
Reset.
we are now in a bear market without a doubt. In my opinion, we are halfway through this long downturn. The market needs 1 year or even longer to hit the bottom. And most experts believe that the next bull will begin in 2024. So 2023 will be a good time to buy the dip and collect bags of your GEM tokens. In the meantime, there could be occasional market bumps due to some eye-watching events, such as Ethereum merge, Fed fund rate changes, and startup projects. These will be trading opportunities, especially for future traders. KuCoin will also promote these events with campaigns to offer references and strategy suggestions.
I don't think she heard the question. I think she was just being picked.
Thank you, Alicia. So is there anyone else want to pick extra questions for this section?
Hold up.
There's a few questions about audits. One is by Ranger, and the other one. So there's another user that asked. I can't find the user. I'm just gonna reply to the one that I have found.
That was not even close to like what we're talking about here.
So about audits, right? So basically, we don't really have the resources to do external audits of our code. We're barely, struggling. We're struggling enough as it is with in real life jobs, and
she was probably eating something, and then
contributing
she was like,
to the classic revitalization effort on the side. At some point before the redistribution, the code distribution proposal that was put up by one of by AE, I think it was, in the classic community, there was talk about.
Now I'm pissed because the question came directly from the people who they're talking to verbally, saying 1.2%. What's going on? Are you doing it on chain and off chain? What's going on? And then she talks about the market. It's the best time to buy the dip. What are you talking about?
TFL developers, Yunsuk, he was probably the lead developer of the original blockchain. He took a look and audited the code himself, and so I think everyone was satisfied with that. Moving forward, interestingly, there are some external audit companies that have reached out. One in particular is SCV Security, who they have done, actually they did the audit of Luna V2. We've been in talks, and this person, he is offered to contribute in any external audits that need to happen moving forward. So I think that's security is definitely one of the primary concerns that we have in terms of like the code, and especially given that the Luna UST DPEG happened.
Guys, if you're here, can you hit the like button?
And we're investigating.
Just tap the like button. We have 1,200 people here.
Security
400 likes. Hit the like button, please.
The forefront of our minds.
Oh, greatly appreciate it. We need to get to 1,000 likes.
Because I see there are a lot of similar questions posted in this Telegram group. So thanks everyone for your great questions. And also thanks to our guests for their fantastic sharing today. And we will select 10 best questions as just been asked from the Telegram group and send out the rewards after the AMA. So before we send out the 300 USDT red envelope, is there anything else you would like to share with our audience before the end of the AMA?
Can you just pick somebody that has their hand raised?
I think one thing that I want to share as well is that even if the some are not doing it off-chain completely, the implementation, some of them are studying it. Some of them are seeing implications, big and small ones. At the same time, the exchanges are doing other stuff to support the community. For example, the AMA, that congratulations, is a beautiful place, and more activities that KuCoin, for example, is doing, and Max and other exchanges are doing. One thing that I want to say to the community is without them, this will never be possible. We have a responsibility of supporting the ones that support us. And in terms of the staking as well, I don't know if we talk about that, but we have to be responsible doing our own stakings. For example, I see that
This
KuCoin
YouTuber
has
shilled
taken
his
on
bag
Terra
on
Station.
us. Me?
But we have
Like,
some
shilled my
of the
bag
validators
of
with
44
a lot
million?
of staking
That's a
in
bet.
place, and some of them with not a
I didn't
lot.
shill
And it would
anything.
be nice to have a little more distributed because of the governance itself. Thank
You
you
got
for having
issues,
me.
man.
Thank you, guys. So thanks everyone for joining us today, and we will announce the winners of the free Q&A session in the Telegram group within 24 hours. And in the meantime, we'll send out the 300 USDT red envelopes in our group chat soon. And just to remind you, please don't forget to join our USTC and USDC Zero Trading Fee event. Links have been shared in our news channels and communities. You can follow our news channel and stay tuned for our upcoming events. So thank you, guys, and I'll see you later. Have a nice day.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
I feel like this would have been so much better if they would have taken the questions either before or after. If they're going to take questions that are written in a chat, why not do that after the fact? But then they put in the chat that if you raise your hand, you can ask questions. I don't understand that. You know, we had that question twice, the 1.2% twice, and well, 1.2% twice, and I held up one finger for some reason, and they didn't ignore it. It seems like the first time she answered it, but may have said the wrong thing, and she was thinking of the fee that comes with KuCoin, not just the trading fee or the tax. I think she was thinking about that because she said it's going to be tax free, but then someone else stated that it was a tax fee, that all transactions will be a tax fee. That's what other people said, and then there was a lot of confusion, right? So I don't think it was the worst thing ever. I just think they didn't think this through, and it may have they kind of had to like improv a little bit, I guess, because of how messed up the connection was and how everybody had their mics unmuted and all this other stuff. But yeah, we don't know. We still don't know after all of that. And we had 2 times to ask the question. One question came from a regular person, right? The other question came from the Terra Rebels themselves saying, let me push the question on to you, Alicia. What is the 1.2% tax off chain? Is it going to be off chain? Or are you going to let it go through that way, right? And I don't think she was listening. I think, because she didn't pop up right away and then someone had to, call her in. Maybe she was doing something else at the time and just thought, oh, well, it's my turn to pick a question. Like, that's what it seemed like she was doing. She was like, oh, I seen a bunch of questions. This is a question that I pick. It was like she wasn't paying attention. It wasn't about avoiding the question. I think she probably would have answered it if somebody would have stopped her. If somebody would have just said, oh, well, we actually pushed a question onto you. This is what the question was, right? So it sucks that we didn't get that answer. But, they talked about the 1.2% burn. They initially talked about that question, but I really don't know. I really don't know. We'll go for like 2 more minutes and then we'll head out of here because, we've been going for about an hour. I just want to make sure I end at like 11 o'clock. So, Alicia was just marketing intern. Yeah, but the marketing intern should know what they're going to do. A marketing strategy behind it, the 1.2%. So she should know if it's going to be, if they're going to be on chain or not, because they should definitely assume that when they say we support the 1.2%, we want to make sure that we know that it's off chain as well. Where'd you buy your Lunatics token at? You can buy it on PancakeSwap or LBank, not KuCoin, or Coinin. But I would recommend buying it on LBank, or not LBank, sorry. I would recommend buying it on PancakeSwap because you can go through the staking platform with your wallet, whether you have Trust Wallet or MetaMask, and you can stake it. When staking comes back, you get your rewards in Lunac. So definitely check that out. But anyways, what's that noise? It sounds like Halo. So it's people subscribing. So you see, somebody just subscribed. I can change the sound if I want to anything I want. You know what? I'll change it to, let's see, alert box. Let's go to alert box. Bring this up. Subscriber. What's the sound? Can I change the sound? Oh wait, I could change the media and drag a sound in here. I got a sound. I got a good one. Let me see. Let me go find one right here. Sounds. Let's see if that works.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
That's good. This, oh, is that just a subscription? Or what about a YouTube subscriber? Yeah, let's change that sound. Well, that's a Twitch thing. Let me change this audio to right there.
Brother, this guy stinks!
There you go. I think that works. Here, try. Somebody subscribe. See if that works. You think? Do you think that's good? Somebody subscribe so I can hear if that sound comes on. I will have a heart attack with this sound. Do you have a sound for the haters? I don't have a sound for the haters. Like a sound for dislike buttons. That's probably not the best option. I just want to hear it. Somebody hit subscribe so that I can hear it. Either a follow on Twitch or a subscriber. It should pop up sometime soon if you just subscribe. If you unsubscribed and then resubscribed, it doesn't work. Anyways, we'll see if we can find it. That didn't go so well. Yeah.
Brother, this guy stinks!
Why did it bring up both of them? Are there two alert boxes? It brought up both sounds.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
I love it. I love it. Where's the sound though? Can I clear link and then do a YouTube subscriber?
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
I like that.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
I gotta find a way to. I'm gonna have to change. I gotta change it. Okay, perfect. All right, guys. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'm gonna get out of here. Make sure you guys check out some of my other links down below. This might not be good. Make sure you guys check out some of the links down below. It does help out the channel. If you guys want to follow my Patreon, feel free to follow my Patreon. The link is in the description as well. And yeah, if you want to go ahead and check out any of my other channels, my golf channel, all that stuff, feel free to check out that channel or any of those channels. But I'm gonna get out of here, and I will catch you guys in the next video.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
This is too funny. I love that. I'll catch you guys in the next one.